All right, if you take a look in the mirror, have you ever noticed that sometimes, some of us have those little veins in our forehead or side of our face popping up or bulging? Now, these can be unsightly and annoying, really.
Well, Sylvia Castaneda explains there's an easy treatment option that can make these ugly veins go away.
No one likes looking in the mirror and seeing ugly, bulging forehead veins. Well, that is why I'm here at Siragusa Vein and Laser Center with board-certified vascular surgeon, Dr. Tiff Siragusa. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today on Local on 2.
Oh, thanks for coming by.
Well, talk to us about these types of veins. How common are they?
They're very common, especially when people take selfies and they're smiling is when they notice them the most. That's when the veins tend to pop out a little bit. They occur around the eyes, just under the eye, to the side of the eye, even up on the temple. And then in the forehead, they run up and down on the forehead most often.
So how easy is it to treat this, and how is that treatment? Is it painless?
It depends who's doing it. For us, it's pretty easy. It does take an expertise in circulation and anatomy of the veins of the face, as well as cosmetic procedures. And so for us, we assess the patient, we determine which veins bother them the most, and we let them know that it'll take 1, maybe 2 injections to get the medicine into the vein. Once we do the injection, the vein becomes swollen and swells shut. It stays shut, and then over the next few days just turns into some scar tissue and disappears.
Doctor, talk to us then about downtime with the procedure.
Sure. After the procedure, patients typically have a little bit of bruising and maybe swelling along the treated vein. This goes away in about 3 to 4 days, and it's usually nothing that can't be covered with makeup.
It sounds so easy, and you know what I love? I love how you have patients who are excited to share their vein treatment experience, patients like Danielle.
I guess when I looked in the mirror, I could see mostly when I was laughing or exercising, there were these pretty deep, large veins that came down like almost in a Y shape on my face. And it wasn't so much that it was a cosmetic thing, it wasn't so much the way it looked, it was more the way it felt. So it would actually throb, it would give me headaches, and it just really bothered me. I had looked for a vein surgeon in Nashville, Brentwood, Franklin that did this sort of procedure, and I couldn't find anybody who did facial veins. I found on Dr. Siragusa's website that he did facial veins, and I had a consultation with him, and I really liked him, and made me feel comfortable, and I decided to go with him to do the procedure. It was fantastic. I couldn't have asked for an easier procedure to go through. There was no downtime afterwards. My headaches are gone. I don't feel any discomfort on the front of my face. I'm very happy and I'm very grateful that I went ahead with the procedure, and I'm very grateful that I went with Dr. Siragusa and that he did this for me. It was the best money I've ever spent, yes.
Doctor, I love patient outcomes like Danielle. She was so happy. Now, one thing I did notice is she had a hard time finding somebody local until she tracked you down. How common is that?
That's pretty common, and the good thing for her is that she's local to Nashville. About half of our patients don't even live in the state. We've had patients fly in from New York, Florida, Michigan just to get their forehead veins treated.
Why is that? Why is that maybe a challenge?
There are not a lot of people that treat these veins because the skill sets don't typically overlap. For instance, a lot of doctors that treat veins aren't comfortable working on the face. And a lot of doctors who do a lot of facial work aren't really comfortable treating veins. So it takes a little bit of a skill set combination, hybrid kind of skill set to do this right.
So good to know, Doctor. Well, thank you so much for educating us on this very important subject. I know I learned something new today. And ladies, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Well, to make an appointment to see Dr. Siragusa about your vein issues, visit NashvilleVeinCenter.com.